Good afternoon, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana, and I am in my Beehive studio this afternoon. And today I have some really cute Christmas note cards that I have made using the Christmas Traditions Punch Box. Now, I think some of us have just totally forgotten about this punch box. It is very close to the front of the catalog. It's actually right when you flip over the page. It is just kind of on that second page, and it also has a page where Shelley has a little address to everyone. And I think because it's positioned right there in the catalog, I think everyone has kind of forgotten about it. So I want to highlight it this week and show you some cool projects with it. And I thought I'd start off the week with note cards because on Mondays it's kind of hard to get things going sometimes. And so I like to start off the week with a nice, easy project for you. And the cool thing is, for these projects, for these note cards, I used every single stamp that came with a punch box. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what this punch box is about, and then we can get started and I'll show you how I stamped my note cards. Just one little note, I am live right now. It's 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm live on Facebook. Later on, this will turn into a recording, so if you're watching it later this evening, or it isn't October 15th, 2018, this is a recording, but right now I'm live. And if you're watching this on YouTube, this is also not live. But please leave me comments and ask your questions anyway, because I will go back and I will answer them later. So let me turn this around and I will show you my cards and I will show you the punch box. All right, let's get started. And hello to everyone who's joining me. Right now my view is a little gray and overcast this afternoon. We had a little bit of rain this morning and it's kind of been a gray day. It's a little cold as well. Here, if you don't already know, my blog is cubiesquest.com, and this is my monthly host code. If you use my host code during the month, or if you spend $75 combined during the month, I will send you a little gift at the end of it. This is my gift for the month. It's the Snowflakes and Stars wire embellishments, and these look really cute on cards and on 3D projects, and they also, I think, would look really cute just hanging on your Christmas tree, just like that. So I just want to show you where the punch box appears on the catalog. So this is my holiday catalog, and when you open the page, it is right here, but because there's a lot of stuff going on this page, it looks kind of like an intro page, and I don't think we all realize that there is actually a product here, and it is this punch box. On this page you can see what the stamps look like. This is the actual size of the stamp here, and then these are the rest of them. This is the punch box here, and it comes with, well, let me show you what it comes with. So here is the punch box. Let me move my cards over. So here is the punch box, and you open it up. It's this beautiful, beautiful tin. So afterwards, I think you could bake Christmas cookies and use this as a gift tin as well. Or why not store Christmas ornaments or special Christmas ornaments in it afterwards on tissue paper? It is such a pretty box. It's got rounded edges, and the design, this front design, kind of mimics our punch that you're going to get with the punch box. So you get 6 little stamps, and these are small stamps, but I'm going to show you today how you can layer it up to make it look impressive. And these are great for little tags and little labels on 3D items. So that's why I really like these stamps. So these are the stamps that you'll get, 6 little stamps with Christmas wishes on them, bunch of different wishes. I'll show you them on a card later. And then let me get the punch out here. So this is the punch that you'll use to punch these out, and I'm also going to show you how you can punch this and cut this and use this as a little layer as well. And then it comes with two little Stampin' Spots. We've got the Real Red and Call Me Clover Stampin' Spots, and they're like little mini ink pads. So the perfect size to ink up your little stamps. And these are two really traditional Christmas colors. You can't get any more perfect or traditional red than the Real Red. And the Call Me Clover is a really nice traditional green. Then, I'm going to leave this out for later. Then you also get a Stampin' Block. This is what you're going to pull these little stamps off of and use this to mount your stamps so that you can get ready to stamp right away. This is why this punch box also makes a really, really great gift, because it has almost everything someone would need to just get started and stamp. The only thing that you would still need is some cardstock or some note cards to do some really basic stamping. I could see this being used to make tags, like Christmas tags. So this makes a really nice gift because it's got a lot of the pieces people will need. Most people have adhesive at their house already. Most people have scissors at their house already. So really this is a great basic kit to get started with. So let me just put these things aside and leave out the things that we're going to need. So, oh, let me show you my note cards. That would be a good idea. So note cards are a little bit smaller than a traditional Stampin' Up! Card. We sell a product called Whisper White note cards and envelopes, and you get 20 note cards that are already pre-cut and scored to the perfect size and envelopes to match. So I love that. And then what I did was I layered up some punched shapes, and then this little stamp is on top. So guess what? You can do this with all the different stamps. So here's the first one. Here's the second one. And notice I use a different type of paper. It's the same paper from the same pack each time, but I'm using a different pattern. And so each of these little Christmas greetings work well with a different paper. Look, isn't that so cute? And there we are, all 6 little note cards. So they feature each time it's a different stamp. So I'm going to show you how to make this one here. So all you need to do is pull off this little stamp right here. And I'm just going to mount it on my block like that. And then I've got the package of Whisper White note cards. Let me just grab that. So it comes bundled up like this, and I'll just pull out a note card. The envelopes are all tucked inside here. Nice thing too, you know, it's always fun to kind of stamp on your envelopes as well, because that's not something that you can always get in a traditional card that you get from the store. They don't often pay attention to envelopes. So you're just going to fold your note card along the score line. If you have a bone folder, you can use that to smooth down the fold to make it lay flat when you work with it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our little real Stampin' Spot. When you get this for the first time, you can just use a box cutter or a little knife to slice open both sides, because the sticker kind of holds the lid on into place. And then I'm just going to use this and tap it onto my little stamp, and then I'm going to stamp it onto a piece of Whisper White cardstock like that. And then I'm going to open my punch, and you know how to open these punches, but I'll show you if you're new. You just slide this and it opens the punch up, and then you can slide this in here. And you're just going to center the greeting in the window, and I kind of keep it depressed just a little bit to help me position it in place. And then once that looks good, I'm just going to punch it. I can set that aside. I'm also going to move my little ink spot aside, because actually we're all done with the stamping part. Okay, so let's get the other pieces going that we'll need. So I need a little banner to go behind here. So I'm going to take a little piece of Real Red cardstock. This one's cut to 2.5 inches by 1/2 inch. I've already opened up my punch, and I'm just going to slide it along the center slot right here. This slot is too big for this piece, but I'm just going to slide it over and turn it around, and I'm just going to take the tiniest little bit off the end of this. I'm just kind of centering it so it looks centered. Let me get it right, and then I'm going to punch it, and that creates the little banner end. And then I'm going to slide it in again down that little slot, and then I'm just going to center it again, make sure it looks good over here on this side. And when it looks good, I'm just taking off the tiniest little piece, and there you have your little tiny banner that will go behind there. Then the other thing I want to do, actually, let me make the big banner as well. The big banner, where did I pop my little card? So we just made this little tiny red banner, and now we're going to make this big banner that goes behind there. This is a piece of, let me tell you the correct paper, the Under the Mistletoe Designer Series paper. And this paper was in the annual catalog, so it is still available right now. And you can see I've got a whole bunch of different pieces, so this looks like a real big mess right now, but I've been using this paper a lot. It's got lots of great patterns. So any of the patterns in here will look nice for that background banner. So I just took a piece of this paper and I cut it to 4 3/4 of an inch by an inch. This time it will fit really nicely in that central slot. So I'm going to push it all the way through and then punch one end. See how that banner punches? And then I'm going to punch the other end. And I don't know if I named this punch. This is the triple banner punch, or banner triple punch. One or the other. It's got banner and triple in the title, and I always forget which way it goes. All right, so we've got our two little banners, and now we need to create this gold piece that goes behind the stamped image. So I love glimmer paper. This is some of our gold glimmer paper. It is easier to punch when you're looking at it from the back side. It's easier to see where exactly you're punching if you're punching on the white side. So I'm going to flip it over for a minute, and I'm just going to slide my punch all the way so that it's all the way in the window. This is the punch that came with the Christmas Traditions punch box. Okay, so it actually matches up perfectly with this one, but we're going to use it as a layer behind that. So let me grab my scissors. Of course, they have gone walking, but here they are. So to make good use out of this piece, I'm just going to cut this piece into thirds. So I want it to go behind the top and the bottom. So just make sure you're cutting it in the right direction. So I'm just going to cut this piece into thirds. So like this, and then I'm going to cut it like this. We don't need this little middle piece at all. The reason I'm cutting away the middle piece is so that I can run the banner behind there too. I've got my little stamped image, and I'm going to turn it over, and now I'm going to run some tear and tape, actually 3 little strips of tear and tape behind my image. This time I'm not going to tear it because I want to make sure that it goes all the way to the edge. Glimmer paper, because it's really shiny and it's got little particles on it, you want to make sure that there's enough of the tear and tape to hold it down, and that's why I want it to go right to the edge. And I'm running it down the center because that's where my little red banner will go. All right. So I pushed all those down, and now let me remove the liner. And I have 0 thumbnail today. It's been very dry in the house. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. I'm actually able to peel this off. Some of you might have better thumbnails. Some of you might have nail polish on your nails, which might help keep them a little stronger, which is what I should do. So now let me just turn this around, and I'm going to put this right behind the image, and it's going to peek out about 1/8 of an inch. See how that kind of adds a cute little glimmery border to my stamped piece, just to give it a little bit more of a highlight. All right, so there's what it looks like. And then I can take my little red banner piece, and I've already put tear and tape down that middle, and then I'm just going to center this on there and run that back behind there. Okay, so now that piece is done. Now we need to create this piece, the circular piece, and that's also done with punches. There's no die cutting on this card, it's all punched. So this is the Starburst Punch. I'm going to open that up, and this is a piece of real red cardstock. Now in my supply list, there is a pack that has real red, Call Me Clover, and shaded spruce in it. So it's very easy for you to buy that pack, and it has 8 sheets of the cardstock in it rather than buying individual packs of the cardstock. But you can do either. You could buy real red and shaded spruce and Call Me Clover as individual packs, but there is a pack that has all of those 3 colors in it. So that's why I listed that one. I'm using shaded spruce on my cards instead of Call Me Clover because it's what matches the paper that I have. Call Me Clover isn't in this paper, but if you do any of your stamping, this is actually shaded spruce ink, but if you were to do it in Call Me Clover, it also looks really good. If you're just doing the ink, you can barely tell, because the stamp is very small, that this isn't shaded spruce. So you can get away with not getting having an extra ink pad if you want to do all of these in the Call Me Clover ink spot that comes with the kit. So I thought I'd just point that out when we're making the cards. This is the 2-inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch a circle out of the shaded spruce. All right. Okay, so now we're ready to assemble everything together. I'll need some dimensionals and some glue. Put my glue, it's almost at the very end, so I hope it's gonna come out for me. Oh, good. So I'm just going to glue the shaded spruce circle to the Starburst piece, and I just want to center that on there. Make sure it doesn't shift. And then I'm going to take this little piece right here, and I'm going to add 3 dimensionals to the back of this piece. Okay, and so now I'm ready to put everything together. So let's start off. Make sure you know which way your card is open or opens, so that you're not gluing things down backwards, especially the greeting. So I'll take a little bit of Tombow and add it to the back of my Designer Series paper piece, and all I'm going to do is center this right on the card. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to take this piece, put some glue on the back of it, and also center it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Then I'm going to take my backings off my dimensionals. I'm going to use my paper piercing tool to do that because it's just easier to pick them off, but you can also just use your thumbnail. And then I can just turn this over and add it on like that. So there is the card. It's just a matter of layering all of these punched images up. And isn't that kind of cute? With a little glimmer paper in the background, and it's kind of got all layered up. And then it makes a really nice note card set when you add all the stamps with it and some different paper. So it just makes it look really pretty and bright. And I love that I was able to use every single stamp in that kit, and the punch and the block. So it just shows you how you can use all of these items from the punch box to make cute cards. So later on this week, I'm going to show more projects with this same punch box so you can get an idea of its versatility. So let me turn this around. First, let me just have a quick look to see if I have any questions. And I don't see any questions right now. So let me just turn this around real quick. All right, guys, well, I hope you like those note cards. I really like to work with note cards, especially if you're a beginner stamper, because they're so quick and easy. They're just ready to go. And then the punch box is perfect for beginners too, because you get a nice little sampling of stamps and a punch and a block that you can use with your other stamps that don't have a wood block attached to them. So it's nice to have that right away. So if you're looking for photos of my cards or the supply list, just click on the link in the description of my video and it will take you right there. I will be back tomorrow again at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to do another Facebook Live. So I hope you join me for that. If not, I always post the recordings on my YouTube channel afterwards. So I hope you guys all have a great day, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.